Darling 8thBeryl family. How are you doing today? I hope you guys all had an amazing day because I can tell you for free that I did. And I'm so happy to be here doing this with you today. Yet again, today was another busy day, and that was why we didn't start at the time we usually start, which is 8 p.m. But then, trust your girl to always be consistent, giving you back to back. I said, no, it's better late than never. So, even if I'm going to show up late, I'm still going to show up, right? So, I'm happy to be here doing this with you, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people miss when buying bread. We're not baking today. We're not doing an experiment today. We're just going to be learning much more, going deep down into the psychology of buying bread buying behavior. When you want to buy a loaf of bread, tell me with all honesty, what is the first thing you check? I'm sure that a lot of people will confess that they check the bread name. That's like, okay, let me even see which bread is this. Then if you already know the company that sells the bread, what's the next thing you check? Softness, how soft the bread is, or like this, how heavy the bread is, right? Yeah? I've also been on that table. Now, how many of you actually turn back like this and read this part of the bread? How many people actually do that? How many people bother to check the ingredient list when it comes to buying bread? It's something you need to understand is that this part of the bread is just marketing. A lot of things can be written here to cajole you to buy that bread. You write kini bromate free, saccharin free, all natural, and all of that. But there's a truth that lies at the back of the bread that a lot of people do not know anything about. The first truth is that the first ingredient you see on the ingredient list is what the bread is made up of the most. And the first three ingredients shows you what is in the highest proportion in the bread. For example, when you turn around to the ingredient list of a loaf of bread, what's the first thing you're supposed to see? Flour, which is not bad in itself. But what kind of flour do you see? Do you see refined flour? Do you see whole grain flour? Do you see improved flour or enriched flour? Those are warning signs that you should actually look out for. Like if you look at the first ingredient list on this bread, you see organic flour. That shows that the major composition of this bread is natural flour. No chemical flour has been added to this bread. If you want to be sure about how sweet or how much sweetener is in the bread, sugar should not be among the first three ingredients. If sugar is among the first three ingredients on any loaf of bread you're buying, that means there's a high quantity of sugar. Now, my own issue now is not just the sugar. It's that most of the time, when you see sugar in bread, it's not just the sugar that you know, the white processed sugar. No, there are other chemical sweeteners that they add. Now they call it sweeteners, not saccharin. They have now rebranded the name to sweetener to make you feel at ease. But that is just branding, that's just packaging, that's just marketing grammar. The truth of the matter is that a lot of people are resorting to using what chemical sweeteners to make bread sweeter because it is cheaper and it's 10 times more sweeter, more sweet than regular sugar. So when you see words like sweetener at the back of your bread, or if sugar is among the first three ingredients, be guided. Now, what about the improvements being done into bread today? Like conditioning. They have a way of changing the name. When you turn around to read ingredient list of bread, it's no longer basic. You will start to see things like chemistry equation. You will not even understand what you are reading. You'll be seeing big names that, in fact, me, I can't even pronounce. You will see conditioner, you will see emulsifier, you will see improver, you will see softener, you will see preservative, so many things. Speaking of preservatives, why does bread even need preservatives? Why does bread need chemical preservation? Is bread not fresh food? Eh? If you cook jollof rice, how long is jollof rice supposed to stay if you don't put it inside your freezer? How long is it supposed to stay? That's the same thing with a bread that has been baked. How long should bread really stay? Should it stay for 3 weeks? Should it stay for 2 weeks? Should it stay for 1 week without proper preservation, without putting in the fridge or putting in the freezer? You should think again, because this is food that has already been cooked. Now, if you turn to the back of your bread and see things like chemical preservatives, you have to think again about it. Now, some people will say, okay, this fine, food grade, okay? So you eat food grade preservatives in bread. You eat food grade preservatives in biscuits. You eat food grade preservatives in soda. You eat food grade preservatives in other things, noodles and the likes. Now, how much quantity of preservatives are you accumulating in your body? And one of the interesting parts is that bread is an almost everyday food. So, Kekpe, every day of your life, you are going to be eating preservative. They do you juju? That's not right. So you have to really think about how much chemicals you are letting into your body, you are permitting, because you have a choice to eat healthy bread or to eat bread that is almost like chemical. And these preservatives are now being put in so much high quantity that you will keep a loaf of bread on your table 7 days. It's looking like you just bought it yesterday. And people will say, this bread is good. This food is a bit work. Oh God, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening to your body. You're just eating chemicals. Then talk about softener, talk about improvers. You have to make sure that when you turn to the back of a loaf of bread, every ingredient you see there you can pronounce and you understand. It's not supposed to be confusing. You are supposed to understand what you are reading when you turn to the back. It should be basic. See, that 5 ingredients is much. Organic flour, yeast, egg, salt, milk. Basic. Bread used to be just simple. Bread used to be simple and basic. Today, bread is like bread is a composition that needs so many improvements. Please make sure that you understand how the ingredient list directly impacts your health. It's not just written there for fashion. You have to make sure you understand it. And your flour type, the type of flour you choose, the type of flour the type of flour that is used to make your bread, you have to be intentional about it as well. If it is purely refined flour, that means you're eating bread that is just purely dust, because there's no fiber in the bread, there's no bulk in the bread, all the essential vitamins and nutrients have been removed, natural ones, and have been improved and enriched. So why don't you opt for bread that is closer to nature? Why don't you opt for bread that is actually good for your body, that supports your body? And there are quite a number of good bread out there. Probably you just haven't been fortunate enough to find them, or you may have not had the need to look for them. But try to understand that the bread our grandparents and our great grandparents and our great great grandparents ate is a far cry from the kind of bread we eat today. And it is a big problem because we don't care about reading, we don't care about understanding, especially the ingredient list. Why does bread need so much enhancement? Why does bread need so much improvement? Why does it need so much? Bread is bread. Bread is supposed to be wholesome. Bread is supposed to be unique. Bread is supposed to be natural. Bread is food, and food should be natural. So think again about the choices you make about bread. It's very, very important, because when you make more intentional choices about bread, when you are really concerned about what you're eating and how it's affecting your health, you'll be a step further away from diseases that are related to food. I was talking to a friend today and she was telling me about how she has come to realize on her own that the kind of food you eat, which is not what she just realized, but the kind of food you eat actually impacts your health negatively sometimes. It's even shocked me to note that she even did an experiment to withdraw a child of hers from bread and saw improvement in her health because of the kind of bread the child was eating. She was falling sick. It's not bread, it's not food, it's not just bread, it's not just food. The kind of bread you choose to eat can actually be a problem for you. That stomach pain you have been having, that headache that has refused to go, may just be because of the kind of bread you are eating. It may just be because of the chemicals laden inside the bread. So, my dear lovely 8thBeryl family members, real bread lovers, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that you should learn to read and understand your ingredient list. Look at what the first ingredient on the list is telling you. What kind of bread is it? What are the first three ingredients on the ingredient list? Is sugar one of them? That means there's a high concentration of sugar on the bread. The ingredient list, can you read and understand it? Or is it looking like an exam question? If it is confusing, think again about that bread. What if it is basic? Flour, yeast, salt, milk. There are high chances that that bread is okay for your health. But then again, you need to look beyond. What kind of flour is used to make that bread? Is it refined? Is it enriched? Does the bread contain additives that are unnecessary? Unnecessary quantity of preservatives? Preservatives are designed for business, designed for shelf life. They're not designed for your health. They are designed for the bread to stay longer in shops so that they will not lose money. They're not designed for your health. So don't think that when you keep a bread on your table 7 days and it's still soft, that means the bread is good. No, the bread is just doing its work for the company that is making that bread. It has nothing to do with your health. It has nothing to do with you. It is how long will we continue to be lab rats? We have to wake up to the reality. So this is good night. I want you to chew on that while you sleep and think about making smarter choices about the kind of bread you eat. It's not just bread. It's not just bread. It's your life. It's your organs. It's your family. It's your child. Have a lovely night's rest, my dear 8thBeryl family. And I'm sure you're going to think about all we have discussed and wait for tomorrow's edition, God's willing, so that we'll have another lovely episode. For now, it's good night. Bye.